Good morning. It is Ask Phyllis Thursday, and this week I want to tackle a basic question that we all have. How come we can't talk about penises and vaginas in general public? Why isn't um, spirituality and sexuality one of those subjects that are welcomed in the mainstream? Well, when I grew up, I remember my father saying, when you go into polite company, there's three subjects you don't talk about: politics, religion, and sex. And those three subject matters, because they embarrass people, or they angered people, or they got them defensive and defending into a fight. So it was the emotions that came up that kept these subjects from being discussed. So let's go back. Let's think about, and we're not going to go about the religion and politics, but let's just talk about the sex. And if it's an area that we're afraid of the emotions or the stimulations, and with sex, it's always a question of, am I coming on to you? Can we talk about something without it being an invitation to activity? Um, well, that's what we haven't been taught as a culture. So, learning how to communicate about sex or your penis or someone else's penis in a practical manner really is about how we language it. So it needs to be set up. The question needs to be, I've been wondering about this. And how can I ask these questions? Can we just talk about, what do you do when the sexuality isn't good? I like to go with, if it's the sex is not working, how do you address it? How do you say it's not all that exciting? Or the big one for women, it doesn't turn me on, and he cannot give me an orgasm. How do I say that without hurting his feelings? We're protecting. So you're in the role of doing something else. You're not being honest about the sexuality. You're thinking about another emotional state. So if you had to separate that emotional state, his feelings weren't on the table. Could you be honest? Her feelings about her overweightness. Could you be honest that it doesn't turn you on, that sexually you're not attracted to her, that you cannot get the Peter meter to rise? How do you do that? Well, I like, first I like Ho'oponopono for when I do something wrong. But when I want to talk about a subject that is difficult, I start with the compliments. This is what I love about you. This is what makes me proud to be with you. And I know we're not perfect, and we are humans that come from diverse backgrounds, and I wasn't raised to do this. So I'm going to stumble through this difficult conversation, I want to say. But I want to talk about sizes and things that don't fit and things that don't rub and that right, and break it down into, you are not, instead of saying, excuse me, you are not making me happy. And it's not a you statement. Let's not use that word at all. It all has to be an I don't feel. I have an issue. I don't get. I don't understand. I need to know more. It's about you. It's your issue that you're bringing up, so it's got to be about how you're going to address it and own it and make it something that you want to do better. And that's the emotion that comes from the heart, that sincerity, that I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to give it my best shot attitude of the heart. And everybody appreciates that. But you got to check the words that come out of your mouth, because when it's a you, it's an accusatory. You're trying to fix somebody else. You didn't do so, and I want you to change. Instead of I didn't feel, it gives the person the opportunity of asking, how can I help change? Because it opens the door for love to speak. So those are just the technical things when we're dealing with sexuality, and I hope that helps in dealing with the things that are difficult to talk about. Have a great week, y'all.